anyone who can make videos and is kind of comfortable in front of the camera should start with YouTube, because I mean, Facebook ads, a lot of people run Facebook ads. The good thing is you can get started pretty quick, and if you just upload a picture on your ad and then invite them to a webinar and stuff. But it is very expensive. Like, we also ran like cold ads on Facebook. We used to do that like some time ago, but we actually stopped doing that completely because it was just not attractive enough.
And so we talked a little bit, man, this was like months ago, probably 6 months ago, about your SaaS product when you were just working on it. But since it is new and you have a lot of training around it, could you briefly tell people about your SaaS product and who it's for?
Yeah, first I think it's important to mention that our whole company kind of like, first of all, like started out as an agency. Yep. And social media agency, and we did all kinds of stuff, SEO services, social media marketing services, all of these things. And then earlier, like actually like mid 2007, end of 2017, we kind of like decided we wanted to get into like the whole SaaS kind of business, software creation, and wanted to get started with like a video marketing software that helps people or businesses to rank videos high on YouTube, pretty much a YouTube SEO / analytics tool. And we came up with this whole idea of Video Sniper Pro. That's how the final product was called. And it's pretty much a subscription-based, cloud-based software where people can pay like a monthly fee to get access to features like ranking tools, like creating perfect title, description, and tags, optimizing your whole channel, analyzing your competition, track your rankings, and stuff like this. And there's also a social engagements feature where they can get high retention views and where other people like their videos, engage with their content, and that will make them rank higher. So it's pretty much everything that you have to get on YouTube in order to be successful on YouTube. This software can actually offer that to you. Yeah, so we started that product, we started selling it, and it really, since I'm also kind of like an influencer on YouTube when it comes to like this whole making money on YouTube, ranking videos and stuff like this, it was pretty easy to get started selling the product. That's also really important because most entrepreneurs, when they start a SaaS company, they have products making the first sale, problems making their first sales, because it's hard to find to actually get a lot of traffic. So we didn't really have that problem because I already had an audience that I was able to monetize for that. So yeah, that's kind of how we get started with all of this stuff,
Yeah, that's really exciting. The SaaS product's interesting because it's just so much more complicated than written product or video product or anything like that. That's exciting. Did you where was your inspiration kind of to start your own SaaS product? Was there any other entrepreneurs that you saw doing that made you think you'd be successful with this business model? Because
actually,
from the service to that hardcore product like that.
Yeah, actually, I saw quite a few online marketers and entrepreneurs do that, especially like in the time like 2017, 2018. That's where a lot of these guys who used to like only sell info products and maybe had like an agency or something, they started to get into like software. One example would probably be Alex Becker. I don't know if you heard of him.
Oh yeah, he's got some great content now.
Yeah, he is the CEO of Market Hero, but he also had tons of softwares before that. Smaller softwares, SEO softwares. That's kind of like where I got my inspiration from when it came to like the SaaS stuff,
Yeah, no, totally. Well, it looks like you're well on your way to doing the same thing. So it's pretty exciting. So we're talking about the YouTube, ranking videos on YouTube. And we touched on this a little before the call, but there's so many things you can do on YouTube. A lot of the advice people get to rank their videos organically, it's very similar across, many. If you go on YouTube and type in how to rank a YouTube video, you're going to get 90% of the videos talking about the same thing. But one thing that goes on that we talked about is a lot of people are spending money to either run paid advertising to their videos like Google AdWords, or to buy some type of quote unquote black market service, whether it's to buy likes, subscribers, or views. Can you talk at all about some of the pros and cons of these different ways to get engagement and how they might benefit people? What are the risks? Some of these things.
Sure. So pretty much I can say like both ways if you do them correctly, they work. Obviously, there's a high risk when you do like that you mentioned, like the black market stuff, when you buy like, for example, like fake views, like low quality, like bot views and stuff, that stuff can get your channel banned, and it's very bad. You shouldn't do it, especially if you don't know exactly what you're doing. But what you can easily do is, first of all, the whole YouTube ranking thing is obviously a lot about like the on-page stuff that what we call in SEO terms, like the whole description, title, and tags. And our software actually reverse engineers the YouTube algorithm, and based on that, generates the perfect title, description, and tags to use in your video. So, and that's the first step. And after that, what you can either do is you can go to AdWords, which is now called Google Ads, and you can buy views to your video, buy a few thousand views. They're all real people since it's Google AdWords. And that will actually give you the initial boost to actually make your video rank. But what you can also do is you can go to like third-party websites, and they offer high retention video views, but you got to be very careful because there's a lot of like, I don't want to say scams, but there's a lot of sites out there that offer really low quality views. So you got to make sure that you find a good provider that actually offer like real people, high retention views. And what that will do is, since the people watch, since it's called high retention, that means they watch a specific amount of time of your video, like 50%, 75%. And that's very important for the YouTube algorithm to realize is, the YouTube algorithm realizes that they watch a certain amount of time, and then that will actually make the video rank. So it's valued higher by the YouTube algorithm. That's what it's all about. And that's why so many people hate when people say talk about buying views, it's because they have bad experiences, because they ended up buying low quality views, which either got their channels banned or didn't rank their video, and therefore they think it doesn't work. But the reality is you have to really just like know what you're doing with all of this stuff, you know?
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. I mean, even the part about the high retention views, you know, it's yeah, if you had hundreds and thousands of bots spamming a page, landing on the video, having it play, and then, you know, abandoning the page, it's definitely,
yeah. It's the same with website traffic. You know, there's people out there who buy like 100,000 visits for their website, and then they wonder why no one is buying, but all of the 100,000 people on there were all bots. You know. So
yes. Yeah.
That's
not gonna help your business in the long run.
Yeah, exactly.
So one thing that's interesting about this whole world of buying views is that, you know, while a channel that pays for views and subscribers, you know, if they're all fake, is going to have a trouble seeing any sort of, you know, return on those views or subscribers if they're running a business. One thing that it seems like it would be useful for is helping people with social proof, meaning that, you know, if a lot of videos do get, you know, ranked higher by the algorithm, but also just, you know, with higher views, more people are attracted to looking at the video. So a lot of people have mentioned that, you know, in some cases, purchasing these views can not only help you organically by getting social proof so that people want to watch your videos, but it also, if they're not flagged by YouTube, will trigger the algorithm to rank your video more highly. So can you talk about at all where the sweet spot is, kind of in terms of, regardless of the source, the amount of views or interaction a video needs to actually start seeing a return from the YouTube search algorithm?
Yeah, that obviously depends on the competition of the actual keyword that you want to rank for, right? If you want to rank for like what we call like a long tail, an easier keyword to rank for, and you can see that when you type in a specific keyword on YouTube, you will see on the first page how many views do the highest ranked videos have, right? So if you type in a keyword and all of the highest ranked video only has like 50,000 views, that means that you can actually rank. If you do good on-page SEO and you have get 5,000 or 10,000 views, you already have a good chance to rank, to simply outrank that video based on what you've done with the on-page part of the SEO, right? Obviously, if you rank one of my videos ranks #1 and sometimes #2. It's also dancing a little bit for how to make money on Instagram, and that's like a super high competition keyword, right? All of the videos, I think my video has like 500,000 views, and the other one that's competing with me has like 400 something thousand. I don't know, but that's really hard to rank, you know. So you need obviously I had an easier time ranking it because once I posted it, I already had a lot of subscribers and already had a lot of people checking out my stuff. But still, you need to do a lot of marketing and a lot of promotion to actually to rank these videos, obviously, you know. But yeah, again, you gotta know what you're doing, and if you know that, then it's really easy to do, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you have a long process. I know you have Tube Millionaires, which is Michael's product for teaching people how to start a profitable YouTube channel. He also has an agency program teaching people how to sell this as a service, completely independent of anything else. So start your own business doing this, which is awesome. What I'm wondering about though is off YouTube, besides the on-page elements and looking at what the competition is doing for keywords and descriptions and things, is there anything you're doing off of YouTube? For instance, dropping a video in a relevant Facebook group or other forum or things like this, or have you found that that's not really worth the time?
Well, it depends on what we're trying to do. Like, let's say when we talk solely about ranking on YouTube on the platform, then it's not necessarily needed. But a lot of people also want to rank their video on Google, like in the Google search, in the Google video search. And what helps with that is, for example, social bookmarks and just social engagement, right? So then it matters how many times has this video been shared or retweeted on Twitter? How many times has it been shared on Facebook, right? How many groups has it been posted to? And engagement in general, you know, that's something that does help. And then obviously, if we just like don't talk about the ranking and just talk about engagement, it's always good to, if you have a relevant video for a specific topic, to just post it in like 10 relevant Facebook groups, you know, because to get some initial traffic, because you never know, maybe someone shares it who has a lot of subscribers, or it really takes off and goes viral and stuff like this. You never know if it's really good, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's interesting. So out of going back to some of the specifics for like on-page SEO for these YouTube videos, Michael's almost at 60,000 subs now, so he's definitely qualified in this area. What are some of the things that people should always be doing? Like, what are the top 2 or 3 things every time you make a video you need to do if you're going to even spend your time creating content for YouTube?
Okay, so I can just tell you how I do it, and that's pretty much how people should do it. What I do is I record the video, and once I edit it and render it, I already save it and render it. I make the file name the exact keyword that I want to rank for. You know, that's the first thing I do. Then when I create the thumbnail file name will be the exact keyword that I want to rank for, the actual file name. Then I upload the whole thing, and then I do my whole on-page SEO using my software, obviously, and choose the perfect title, description, and tags. Most of the time that I spend when I upload a video is all on the description part, because then I got to make sure that I don't put any spam in there. I don't do too much repetitive stuff, and put the main keyword like 3 times in the description, which is the perfect ratio. And once I'm done with that, I publish the video, and I will already get some initial views from my subscribers. And then I will also use our social engagements feature of our software to get more views to the video and more engagements like likes and stuff, and people will go there and comment and all of these things, you know. So that will give it the boost. And then usually right now, it just ranks within a few minutes. It already ranks on the first page, and within the first like few days, it will dance a little bit. Then I might change something again in the description and stuff, and then it will actually rank.
Oh, okay. Wow. So this is kind of an iterative process. You might go in there and be changing things after you publish them.
Yeah, it happens rarely right now, but mostly it's if I want to rank for like a very high competition keyword where it's really hard to rank. That's usually when I do it. With like a low competition keyword, I don't really have to do it anymore.
Definitely. Oh man, that's cool. So you have a pretty well, vetted process there. And again, anyone can follow this. Honestly, Michael has a lot of content on his channel that'll teach you this for free and paid products. So outside of your normal process, how often would you say you've used, let's go with the legal version, AdWords? And have you had any success with AdWords? Because that's a common one that won't get your account banned, that everyone can use. And what would be the best use for using, like in-stream ads or search ads for YouTube?
Yes, with AdWords, I've been very successful with AdWords, especially for like selling our programs and stuff like this. Again, you just got to know what you're doing, and the main thing, the main recipe that you want to do use with AdWords is you want to use like in search ads, like that are based on like keywords and placements on other channels related to your channel. You want to use all of that, not to make money, but to grow your audience, right? To grow, because on AdWords, you have what it's called a remarketing audience, right? So in this audience, there's everybody, and mine is like 2 million or something. There's everybody in there who has watched your videos. And you can even like set it to like only put specific people who watch specific videos in this one audience. You can really tailor that and stuff, you know? So, and you want to use these paid ads to build up this audience. You can do this really fast if you have enough money, obviously. And what you want to then do, all the in-stream ads, you want to use the remarketing audience, because all of these people, they already know who you are and they're already highly engaged. And if they see an ad from you, you are not a stranger to them. And that will actually make them click the link to your, for example, then it obviously depends on what you're trying to sell, what you're trying to do. If you're selling if you want to get them to a webinar, that's what we do. You get them to a webinar through the in-stream ad, and then you sell them something in the webinar. That's probably the best way to do it with YouTube nowadays, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much the AdWords recipe. I also have a course on that. It's part of the 2 Millionaire course. There's an AdWords course in there too, and it pretty much explains all of this stuff in detail. Obviously, there's more. There's more to know about this stuff, but that's like the easy version of it, you know?
Yeah, no, that's interesting. For everyone that doesn't know, those are just 2 of the main ad placements on YouTube, is through the search when you're looking for videos, and then in-stream are the ads that come up before the videos that you guys are all familiar with. So, man, that's interesting though, because you know, I do a lot of agency work, and for clients selling things, you're almost exclusively using the in-stream ads. So I actually haven't heard of a lot of people using search, but from what you said, it sounds like you said you're using search ads for basically cold audiences to them, you know, turn people who haven't seen you into people that have seen you. So how is that working? Do people click a lot of the ads in search that come up for your content, or how do you actually get those people to go from cold to having watched one of your videos?
Yes, so I mean, you can also use the in-search ads sometimes for actually making money. For example, like I have a tutorial on YouTube that teaches people how to rank. And in the description, there's a little like link to the software, and that actually also makes money. But that's more for people who already have high marketing budgets, because the cost of acquiring a customer through that is really high, or relatively high, because people have to click the link in the description instead of like clicking the link right in the ad, you know? So, but to answer your question, you were right when you said like we use these ads to get initial people who don't know us yet, like from the search to our video, or for example, from placements on other channels. So I have, for example, I can run an ad in the search when someone watches an Alex Becker video, right? And that person who watches Alex Becker is most likely also interested, at least kind of interested in my content, right? Yeah. So I get thousands of people from his channel and thousands of people from some other channel, and then thousands of people from the search when someone types in how to make money, blah, blah, blah. And he sees my video in this as an ad in the search. And that's how and all of these people who watch your videos through that will be saved in an extra audience, right? And then you can use this audience to then actually send your real ads to. That's pretty much the whole thing.
So let me see if I understand this. So for instance, if you're running an ad in the search for someone looking for Alex Becker, and they type in an Alex Becker related term and all the videos pop up, yours might pop up for the search.
Yeah.
Because it's so related to what they're looking for, you have a good chance that someone will come and click on that, and then they'll watch your video.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow. That's really awesome, because then it's like you're making these videos that are content, but then they're also combined with the title and description and thumbnail, like in advertisement, essentially.
Yes, exactly. That's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. I don't know why. I rarely talk to people about search ads. So this to me is like very interesting. That's really cool. And yeah, your content is like perfect for definitely people like looking for Alex Becker's stuff. So that's
awesome. Yeah, it works. All of this stuff works really good with like how-to videos and tutorial. Pretty much it works the best with stuff where you actually provide some value to people. In terms of like giving them a solution to a specific problem. That's where the best, that's how it works with ads, especially for like search terms like how to do things and stuff like this. That's really what it is.
Yeah, I really like a lot of the ads or the videos you're making recently, because you're putting there's a lot of like step-by-step content in it, and it's pretty cool. I like it. Interesting. So, man, so much to talk about with you've done so much stuff with your agency. One thing is, I know you have a pretty big Instagram following now too. So how do you look at Instagram for business people like yourself, someone selling B2B services as well as products? Is Instagram anywhere near as valuable for a business as YouTube? Should businesses be focusing as much on Instagram as YouTube? How do you look at those two?
Honestly, I think this kind of like really depends on what kind of business you're in. For me personally, I can say Instagram is nowhere near as valuable as YouTube, in my opinion, because it's just because of the types of people who are on Instagram compared to like, and it's like on YouTube, I can just do so much more, and it can be so much more engaging and stuff, and obviously the content I post on YouTube, I can't post it like that on Instagram, because Instagram is more for like, it's more like an entertainment thing from my point of view. That's why all of these pages on Instagram, like I don't know, like luxury cars pages or motivation or more like the fluffy stuff, like that's more like not so much hands-on kind of stuff, but more like stuff like that that's more entertaining and viral stuff that works more on Instagram. And you can also make a lot of money on Instagram. I got a course on that too, like selling shout outs and doing brand deals and all of these things, right? But that's not really what I'm personally like focusing on. It's just, I got an Instagram, and most people on my Instagram came from my YouTube. So that's pretty much, but I don't focus that much on it.
On Instagram. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense though too, a lot, especially with B2B services. I think YouTube is definitely where it's at for that.
Yeah.
You have a pretty big Instagram now too. That's your Instagram, isn't it close to 100,000?
Yeah, like 97 something thousand, I think, right now.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good, especially for not focusing on it.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's see. I saw a cool video recently. I'm sure you're familiar with Iman Ghazi, right?
Yeah. I know. I don't really know. No. Yeah, I do know. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, not personally, but I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of similar content to yours on YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot of agency stuff. And he had a great video recently where he was talking about evergreen skills and, the skills that, whether you're an agency owner or just anyone wanting to operate in an online business, that are really important. And he was talking about how repeatedly you're going to have to use things like copywriting, content creation, especially video content and editing, sales, especially like yourself, anyone in B2B service, things like that. So are there any other skills you'd add to that list where you think anyone doing business online needs to learn those skills?
The most important thing, honestly, online is marketing/sales. And online, in my opinion, like from all that I experience, it's pretty much, if you're trying to get a business like a business that we run, for example, where a lot of stuff is automated, like the traditional like kind of like internet marketing online business, it's just all about content, because you need to have tons of content, especially like also free content out there, then just simply the traffic and conversion, right? So pretty much broken down, how do you get tons of traffic to your website, and how does that convert? Like how does that convert into sales, And especially when you're trying to scale up, what's the conversion rate and how can you fix that? How can you improve that? And you do that by following up, by adding new products and all of these things, right? So yeah, the best skill will probably be obviously selling, and then also though know what to sell, because a lot of people have the problem, they got a product, but it may be like, it's too cheap, for example, so they don't break even, they don't make money. and always have like an actual funnel where you have a high priced product in the back end where you can make your real money, you know, because most online marketers and online entrepreneurs, they don't make most of their money with like the $17 ebook that they promote on YouTube, you know. They make most of their money with when they follow up, when they actually talk to their clients and then sell like services for $5,000, $10,000 or $20,000 to businesses. That's where they make their real money for their company, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I think that's hard too, because I've seen a lot of content where people talk about that balance, because especially for people like yourself that have a number of different products and services, there's so many things to work on to make all of them good. So how do you look at, you know, making high quality products and refining them versus having enough products to kind of set people up that value ladder?
Honestly, for most people, I would recommend to not even get into, that's probably one mistake I made earlier in my online marketing career, is having maybe too many different products and stuff. Okay. That's something especially like I did with the courses when I had all of these, like I still have them, but the YouTube courses, the Instagram courses, the e-commerce courses, I would probably really try to position myself as an expert with like, you know, like one certain like topic, and then create one big program around it, and then try to sell this for the highest price possible, and then create smaller products around it. For example, let's say you are an Instagram marketing expert, right? You want to have like an Instagram mastery course for like $2,000, and then you want to, as like smaller products, you want to create like a software that helps people doing things on Instagram that you can, where you can sell licenses for like $60 a month or something like this, right? But obviously right now it gets more and more competitive online. So it's different than like in 2012, 2013. Right now there's so many people out there also on YouTube and stuff, and everybody's fighting for that #1 spot for each and every keyword, each and everything. And there's a billion like different, like even if you take like Instagram or Facebook ads, there's probably like 10 people. If you search right now, there's probably like 10 or 20 different gurus that are already kind of successful selling the same kind of content, you know? So it's really hard to like make a difference there, you know? So yeah, and it's impossible if you go out there as a new entrepreneur type of person, like it's impossible to like be all over the place, like having a course for each and every different thing, like e-commerce, Facebook, and all of this stuff, you know? So yeah, if you're new and if you're trying to get this started, I think the best way would be to like really just focus on one thing and then go from there.
Yeah, crush that one thing. Which is cool. I see you doing that. It looks like you're doing that a little bit now with the YouTube course, which is cool, because that seems like,
yeah, I kind of like decided to really go just with mostly with the video marketing agency thing, because that's also the one thing that brought the most success to our clients actually, because they actually managed to do this stuff. Yeah, that's what we're trying. We also have a Facebook mastermind group for this, and it's just better to focus on one thing instead of like doing all different types of things. I still have the other courses and stuff, and they're also pretty good, but it's better to just focus on one thing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, because I haven't seen a lot of people teaching that, and I'm sure actually my partner and I have been looking for someone that's really going deep on YouTube. So it's cool to see you guys doing that. So you mentioned that was a big service for your clients. When you're working with these businesses, are you helping them by running YouTube ads, or are you actually just focusing on helping them to build up their own channel?
Well, actually, what I mentioned right now is it's a huge success for the people, for the students. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah, they build their own, because they study the course, right? And then they build their own like video marketing agency. You know, that's what I meant. But we also do video marketing agency services still in our agency. And yeah, we do have PPC clients, like where we just run the ads, the Google ads. We also do this for Facebook, by the way. But yeah, and then also a lot of YouTube SEO service. That's what it's called in our agency, where we simply charge people like a specific amount of money to just rank their video for a specific search term, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's exciting. So, okay, so your students are just offering services, helping people to do their organic SEO for YouTube videos for different businesses.
Actually, the video marketing agency program also teaches how to run paid ads, so they can also do the paid thing. Mostly though, when they start out, they try to go with the organic stuff, you know?
Okay.
They do that, but sometimes they also like...
So they can basically be like YouTube experts after your course.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's really cool. Do you have any, like, can you talk about what your craziest student success story is? Do you have any guys that are already like, doing over like 10 grand a month or anything cool like that?
We do have that. Obviously, I'm not going to be like super guru like some guys on YouTube who claim to have students that make like tens of millions or something like this. Yeah, we had one guy, like he signed up for the course, and within like 2 weeks or something, he landed his first like 5,000 a month client.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So that's pretty good. Like that's something I didn't experience because, as you might know, I started really small on the internet, like on Fiverr and stuff. Yeah. So it probably took me like a few weeks to get my first $5 client, and someone else is out there like getting his first 5,000 client within a few weeks. So that's pretty good. And then just most of them honestly it's more like consistent, you know, like you get their first client for maybe a few $100, then over the course of a few weeks, a few months, they kind of like scale it up to like 2,000 a month, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and then higher, you know. But it takes some time, obviously, for most people, you know. It's not going that fast, you know. There's also obviously some luck involved sometimes, you know.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, certainly you have to refine the skills and get better at sales, but yeah, I could totally see how people could probably make a great living if they do your course and stick to it, because there's a ton of different ways to run ads and do organic for YouTube.
Yeah,
that's exciting. All right, so we talked a little about your software, talked about your Instagram. One thing I wanted to hit on is, do you have any advice for other entrepreneurs that are looking at, you know, say someone already has a successful digital products business or e-commerce or even service business, and they're thinking about creating a software as a service product like Video Sniper Pro. Do you have any advice for them on how long they should wait before they do that, how much they should save up, what sort of things they should take into consideration before jumping into software product?
Honestly, I don't think they should wait. I never think people should wait with anything, really. If they have an actual idea that could potentially work and they believe that it will actually work, they should try to make it happen as fast as possible. So as you mentioned, we're talking about people who already probably have some kind of existing business. So I assume if it's profitable, they have some money to spare to like invest into like creating a software. I mean, if they don't have that, then there's always some ways to even get a loan from banks and stuff like this that you can, I mean, interest rates are pretty low at the moment. So you can get this going if you really believe that will work. And then just go as hard as you can selling it, you know? I mean, then it either works or it doesn't, you know?
That's so interesting you say a loan from a bank, because at least I think, you said you're in Frankfurt, but I know here in the US business culture, most people only think in terms of bootstrapping or getting venture capital. I so rarely hear people talk about actually getting a small business bank loan that I'm like totally forgot that was an option. But yeah, no, that's exactly.
Actually, in Germany, most people think like that too. But I thought that too when I first started out. But it doesn't really. I mean, it's still a good option to go. I kind of changed my mentality when it comes to this stuff over the past few years. So. Yeah, it's always a good thing if you obviously have to believe in your product though. You know? Yeah,
for sure. You don't have to go bankrupt. So that's interesting. Okay, so can you talk at all, like roughly how much you guys like had to spend for development and the creation of Video Sniper Pro before the first real like sellable product was ready?
In our case, it was pretty fast. It happened pretty fast, and the reason for that is because I've been developing the software with a developer that I knew for years already, and all I had to do is really like show him, yo, this is what we want to do. Can you do this? And then he came up with a plan within a couple of days or something. And all in all, it probably it only took like 10 grand and like a little like testing period, which was like a few weeks when we already tested the software. And I think from the time of where I had the idea to like the actual execution, and when it was the first beta version was ready, it probably took like 1.5 months.
Oh wow, that's
yeah, but back then we still had like really weird like pricing options, not weird but too cheap. The first version, like right now it starts like $37, right? But back then it started at like $7, and the next one was 17, and then 37, and it was too cheap, obviously. But we got a few clients doing that with this pricing model. It was easy to get a few clients fast, especially if it's a new product. I just had to promote it to my email list really, and use some Facebook remarketing, and we had our first client. So that was pretty fast. Yeah, obviously it will not be that fast for everybody out there. But as I mentioned earlier, I already had some kind of audience so that I was able to monetize. So therefore it was pretty fast.
Yeah, no, definitely. The remarketing certainly helps with launching a product to your audience.
Yeah.
And speaking of building that audience, so we talked about YouTube search ads to build cold audiences. What do you think is the most valuable channel for building an audience from scratch? You know, I know you can get engagement on Facebook, you can pay for the ads on YouTube, there's tons of other stuff. What do you think is best if someone's starting from scratch?
If you're honestly, I would also say YouTube. You know, I would also say YouTube. Obviously, the thing with YouTube is though that you gotta have, most people, they're not really used to making videos, especially like showing their own face and stuff like this. So that will, depending on who you are, that might take some time. But anyone who can make videos and is kind of comfortable in front of the camera should start with YouTube, because I mean, Facebook ads, a lot of people run Facebook ads. The good thing is you can get started pretty quick, and if you just upload a picture on your ad and then invite them to a webinar and stuff. But it is very expensive. Like we also ran like cold ads on Facebook. We used to do that like some time ago, but we actually stopped doing that completely because it was just not attractive enough. I mean, we could have probably made it profitable, but YouTube has been so much more profitable, so there was no real reason to like continue doing it.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I mean, I guess you have a bigger built-in audience on YouTube at this point, but so that was cold Facebook ads versus a combination of the in-stream and search, where that was cheaper on YouTube?
Yeah, there was no comparison. There was no comparison.
Really? And this was, what were you trying to drive? Was this just webinar opt-ins, or what sort of traffic, or what sort of product were you trying to drive this traffic to, where it was?
Yes, that was webinar signups, and webinar signups are pretty much the easiest thing to get. You know, like you will not, there's no way you will run a cold Facebook ad and sell your course directly or something like this. You know, that just won't work.
No,
even if
that's
it's like $7 course.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to offer people actual like they need to be excited about what they see on Facebook, because they're also on Facebook. There's when you open your own Facebook, you will see you will be bombarded with like all different kinds of ads. Especially if you follow specific gurus, there will be like 10 different ads of 10 different gurus trying to sell you the same thing.
Yeah.
When you open your Facebook, you know, so it's like kind of weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think it's died down a little bit, or maybe I just don't get in as many searches for these ads. But I remember at one point, maybe a year or two ago, where there's just, everyone was selling a Shopify course. It was like painful to look at.
Yeah, that was crazy. And obviously what I want to tell people is, it also depends, like as a content creator yourself, like it depends on your personality and how you look to others and what you attract, you know? So for some people, it might be, YouTube just might be the better platform just based on who they are. Yeah. You know, the same thing for some people, it might be Facebook just for who they are. You know, that's the platform they can deal with better. And it just depends on the person. There's no like way to like per se kind of like say that's the better thing or this is the better thing. Like there's no such thing, you know? You just got to test it out. You know, that's what I always did with my whole online marketing stuff, is I always tested it out. Even though I thought maybe, oh, this could work, this might not work, I still tested it out, you know? Just want to throw a few $100 here, a few $100 there, and that's how you figure out what works, you know?
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people talk about marketing in terms of mining and prospecting. And I think it's true, man, because before you can really optimize any campaigns, you have to like see what's out there in terms of responsiveness on different channels.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can miss out huge pockets of audience if you're not, continuously testing. Oh, that's cool. So in terms of agencies, I just have a couple more questions about this. The first one is, you've been in this game for a while doing the service business side of ExtremeSocial. Where do you think the agency business model is headed? What changes do you think are coming? What do you think people should be aware of if they're either an agency owner now or just thinking about getting into this industry?
I think it won't, change too much. Because agencies in general, it's a pretty like solid business model. It's not like too risky because like the only thing there is really, you need to be able to provide a service and you need to be able to get clients. That's really what it is. It's not like some big rah-rah like software that either like blows up or doesn't blow up. It's
it's really like just like putting roofing on a house or like putting paint.
Yeah.
It's a service. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So all you have to do is really learn the skills and then and what does really matter and what a lot of people underestimate is if you're trying to like really build a bigger agency, it's a lot of personal branding. So you got to be able to, like, as a CEO of that agency, you got to, or even like people who work there, like you got to go out there and actually be able to brand yourself. So because on the internet, if you're trying to do most of it online, there's a saying like on the internet, people don't buy products or services, they buy people, So they kind of like invest in people they see on the internet because they trust them, so that's important. And then we are also like back with the whole YouTube thing, which like YouTube is the best platform for personal branding, in my opinion, because it's video content. It's not just a picture, and it's just more like a universal thing. Like everybody's on YouTube, And if you are on there and people see you got thousands of people who are already watching you and trusting you, it's really easy to like build a business around that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that build up the know, like, and trust factor, as they put it. Let's see. Cool, man. Yeah, I think agency is pretty standard. I do agree that I think it's going to be around for a while, even as all the platforms and systems change. So the last one on agencies is for anyone that's watching and they're thinking about getting started in an online business. So many business models have been hot and then they kind of go on the back burner. I feel like agency has been pretty steady, but are there any other ones? You can say agency if you want. Like, what do you think is the best for people who want to start an online business that, has all the advantages of, running it from their laptop, but they're still kind of they're trying to decide what they should start. What do you think they should do?
Well, I think the most important thing when it comes to like starting an online business is to get money in as fast as possible, because obviously that's the main thing where people like give up, is because the time from where they think they started that business to making their first money takes too long. That's why they give up. So you want to shorten that process. And the easiest way to shorten that process is to simply go to if you don't have money to invest, obviously, go to some marketplace like Fiverr, or even if it's small money, if it's small amounts of money, Fiverr or SEO Clerks or Upwork or something like this, and just try to make it a few bucks online. As weird as it sounds for most people, but you really need to get that first sale in, that's what I believe. And then you can just scale it up from there. And the best thing to do this would probably be selling services, because if you start on something like Upwork or Fiverr as a freelancer, the next step would probably be to get your own website and charge more money for your services, right? And and then after that, after you have a consistent stream of money coming in, that's when if you want to continue doing the internet marketing stuff, that's when you want to look into like the real online marketing stuff, like creating webinars, driving actual paid traffic to specific like opt-ins, because if you're trying to, what a lot of people try to get started and immediately do the stuff that, like, for example, I do, or that Alex Becker does, or, like getting a webinar up there and getting like thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in there. But it will most likely not work because you're not at that, first of all, knowledge-wise, you're not at that level yet to teach people stuff like this. And you're also not not confident enough, and you don't have enough experience yet. It's all about experience, so it will take It will take some time if you're really serious about it to really make it happen. It will take a few years. But yeah, I mean, it's still possible, you know, so.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. When people are looking for jobs, I tell them to either contract or if, you know, they have enough experience to start applying as a contractor for a full-time position because yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, Michael, but I've been to a lot of school in my life and, man, I never learned as much as I did when I started getting paid for client services. Then it was like, I have to learn. So it's going to be real quick.
Yeah, it's really, it's a big difference, you know? I mean, nothing teaches you as good as like actual, like in real life working experience. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can't compare it to like formal education. You just cannot compare it, you know?
No, it's pretty mind blowing to me that how much quicker you can learn. I mean, yeah, there's no better motivator than getting paid for something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's definitely good. So if someone's really smart and motivated, and they're looking at this like, you know, not like a get rich quick thing, but like a career, they're going to invest their time in. If someone's following like someone like you know, courses that like you put out, or any of the other people that have some quality training material they're putting out, how long do you think it could be if somebody's watching this and they're ready to go on Upwork and offer their services? How long do you think it would take them to get some experience working like that and then start selling people on their own agency, doing something like, say, you know, YouTube services like you teach?
Okay, so you're talking about a person who's highly motivated, smart, and is willing to like go through the dirt because they realize that they just have to do this in order to make this happen. Then it could probably, like, you could make good money and make a living online just on your laptop and everything within, if you're good, really like 8-9 months to like up to a year, like I would say. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that's super reasonable. About 8 months to a year, you'd be good to go. Awesome. Cool. Well, that is all the questions I had today. Is there anything else that I forgot to talk about or you'd like to tell people about? You know, anything you got going on or courses you'd recommend they look at?
No, I think we're good. I think you covered it all.
If you guys enjoyed that interview, make sure to like and subscribe, as I'm going to be releasing new interviews with successful online business owners just like Michael, so you can see how they got their start and how you can do exactly what they're doing. So anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon.